Hello YouTube, this is Skyfire, the Pokemon Mag, and I am bringing you a Pokemon 5th generation Wi-Fi battle video. I am playing White 2 in this one, and the battle is against Erie from the Pokemon Wi-Fi realm on sorta.com. Now, looking at the team, this looks a little random, and even more so, don't you see that Deoxys up there? Is it Deoxys Uber? Am I not for sure of that? I think I'm for sure that Deoxys is Uber. And then I'm looking at the rest of the team. What kind of a team is this? 3 flying types, 2 dragons. Actually, hold on, I take that back. There's 4 flying types. How did this happen? Well, I don't know, but you know, I gotta say, I'm just gonna play it like it is because my teams are all random. But I wouldn't expect anything like this. I mean, I usually, even though my teams are random, I do go for type coverage. And this team here is like, what am I doing? That would be something I would say to myself if I ever brought a team like the opponent has. But to be even more interesting, he is playing legit, and the Deoxys is the event. So it's like, I just go ahead and say I'm gonna play it like it is, see what's gonna happen. I wasn't gonna really anticipate anything ridiculous until after like the first few turns. You'll see what I mean. Well, for starters, he's gonna bring in James Bond, which is his female Gliscor. Shouldn't that be Jamie Bond? Anyways, I'm gonna bring in Russell Highway, which is my Uxie. I'm gonna go for a Calm Mind because apparently I already know that most Gliscors, if it's lead off, it's gonna start with Stealth Rock. That's pretty obvious if you know what I mean. And I predicted that totally perfect. Now, what I was really looking for was the Poison Heal to come in. No Toxic Orb, no Poison Heal, that's strange. So, I go for a second Calm Mind. It goes for a Sledge Bomb? What kind of a Gliscor is this? A Gliscor with Sledge Bomb? I never heard of that. So, I was gonna go for Psy Shock, but the only problem about it is that Gliscor has pretty good defense. So, I go for the Shallow Light. It goes for Guillotine. What? Are you serious? Like, yeah, one hit KO moves are like banned, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, okay. I'm gonna go for a Shadow Ball yet again. It goes down to -1 special defense. It goes for Guillotine yet again. And miss. So, what do you know? It's funny like that. So now, I thought he was gonna switch. So I am going for the safe play of the Psy Shock. Not seeing any dark types as at least I can remember. But then of course it stayed in, so I guess it's gonna be fodder. And that's gonna be a KO on that Gliscor. Now he is going to bring in Drago, which is a Dragonite, and that's pretty obvious because I know this thing has Multiscale, I know this thing is Dragonite. Come on, could it be any different? Probably not. Probably not. So he's gonna go for the pretty obvious Outrage, which is going to take down the Russell Highway. And pretty much this is more now of a game of attrition. Why? Mainly because since that thing has a life orb, all I had to do was let certain Pokemon be fodder because I already know that Outrage is going to be used. And what I need to start doing is bringing in something different. Because this is beginning to be a little bit of a recurring theme now. Everybody using Multiscale Dragonite with Dragon Dance and Outrage, and with a Life Orb. I know it's something that I've gotten a little annoyed about because it's beginning to be a staple too much on YouTube and all these other teams. But you know, I'm just gonna be me. So once Beatrice out, I'm gonna bring a Woodmere, and since that is the 3rd Pokemon, I figured now that it's gotta be confused unless it's holding a Lumbear, which I was expecting, but it didn't. So now, since I know it didn't, I'm gonna go for Erie, which is my Feraligatr. Now, the Dragonite's confused. It ain't good for this because it takes it down to less than 3%. I'm gonna go for Dragon Dance. And I don't really know if Dragonite was faster in the first place with that 284. But after one Dragon Dance, I am faster and I am going to get the KO on the Dragonite. So Erie Roll looks like it's doing good so far. So now, here comes Deoxys, and I was thinking this Deoxys probably had 31 IVs and everywhere, but after one Dragon Dance, I guess one Waterfall does enough to be a KO and a crit. Erie is doing this again. You know, the last time I played Erie, I would get crits and stuff. So, Deoxys has gone after a crit Waterfall. Here comes Grand Chomp. That's an interesting name for a Garchomp, but again, I'm faster. I go for the Ice Punch. I usually expected a Scarf from that, and I get another crit! Are you serious, Erie? Back-to-back crits? I don't believe you're doing this, Erie. I really don't. So, his last Pokemon is Articuno, and I'm thinking this is pretty much in the bag because whatever else I have, even if Erie is defeated, I am going to get it. But I go for a Waterfall and it flinches. Erie, you're doing this again. 2 crits and a flinch? What kind of a... Erie, you're something else. So I go for a Waterfall yet again. It goes for Roost. Okay. So this is going to be one of these very, very interesting Articunos. But I wonder what's it going to do after the Roost. I really didn't know. I was just going to play it out to see because the only thing I'm going to do anyway is Waterfall. Because the only other moves I have are not very effective. So, you're going to go for Agility. So now I'm beginning to realize what this thing's trying to do. I remember that being played one time before. I don't remember. But, you know, the Roost, something to boost its stats up, and then Roost again, I guess, in order to try and confuse the opponent to see what it's going to do. Well, this is happening again. He uses Roost. I go for a Waterfall, and you know, this is the one thing that I have about Erie. Erie gets another crit. How many crits is that? But anyways, unfortunately, that is good game to Ali because his last Pokemon is Moltres. Well, I thought Articuno was his last Pokemon. But it's not. But it doesn't matter now because, again, I have Erie with a Waterfall against Moltres, and that's obviously going to be a +1 stab and super effective, which is going to be a KO on the Moltres. And now I could say good game to Ali. But Erie, you've done this again. I don't know. How many crits was that? I think 4? A flinch hacks? Sheesh. What are you doing, Erie? This is just not right, but it's funny on the other hand too. I've never had this happen before in any other Pokemon but Erie. So it's like, I don't know, maybe I should retire Erie. It's like, I think over the last 2 games I've had like 6 or 7 crits. I don't know. Rate, comment, subscribe, give me a like, Skyfire saying, have a nice day and see you next time.